All right, this is gonna be my last video for today. But another thing I wanted to touch on. So that video ended. Essentially where I'm at is all I have control over is what I stand on and what I fight for. My morals, my values, my integrity, my ethics. My inner knowing of what's right and what's wrong. You know, and again, I'm not saying I'm always right. I'm not always wrong either. But I do know what's right and wrong. And I see a lot of things transpiring right now that makes me utterly discomfortable to see. Like whenever I see Trump speaking, my body just like cringes. It just does. I hate it too. I really, really do. I just want to see better in people, man. And I'm just not seeing it. And it sucks to see. It just does. You know, you have the choice. You have the choice. And so it's one of those things. I've seen a lot of videos come up here recently in reference to life insurance policies, inheritance, you know, all that jazz. Yeah, I'm well aware that's all tagged into it somewhere along the way. And this is what I have to say about that. We have to realize that pretty much in this world right now, seeing as we're well aware and waking up to, we've been run by people in a lot of various positions that kill, steal, and destroy. And some of them define themselves as extremely angelic people. And so when you wake up to the realization of that, yeah, obviously people are going to try to take from you. They're going to steal from you. You're going to do all this stuff, whether it's insurance policies, inheritance, trust. Okay, yeah, we all have been through different walks of this. We really have. I mean, quite frankly, if you want to get down to the brass grass of it, we're all getting stolen from right now. The government is literally stealing from us, not to mention stealing the innocence from our children in different ways, or you as an adult. But they're stealing from your money. They're stealing from the ability for you to actually live and take care of your family. So, I mean, we can all go down the brass grass of understanding that we're all in the same boat. So it's like, I get so tired of seeing some of these videos. It's like, okay, yeah, can we move on from that? Yeah, it sucks. People steal, people do crazy things. It sucks, you know, but you have to get to a place of getting to a point where it's like, you kind of let it go. And then you start figuring out, what can I do to pour into this world to start making it a better place for my kids, instead of talking about all these things that are somewhat out of your control, especially when it comes to the justice system, when it comes to the truth coming out. I mean, for me, you see what's happening with Charlie Kirk's investigation. You see what's happening to the Epstein files and the poor victims and what they're going through. I mean, some of the victims that have come out have just surprisingly have passed away now with suicide, you know, in the last 10 years. You gotta understand the level of what people will go to, right? And so once you recognize the level of what people will go to and the grossness of that, there's just certain things that are out of your control and the understanding of, you know, all that stuff. Like, if people in your life have taken from you on a monetary side of things, or they've done insurance policy schemes or fraud or stealing from an inheritance and stuff like that, and God allowed that to transition, then it wasn't meant for you to have, is the way I see it. Clearly those people needed it more than you did. That's the way I see it when it comes to me. Like, I fight tooth and nail for the pennies that I have, and I don't mind fighting for it. I don't mind fighting for it at all. Not one bit, right? I don't need a lot of money to make me happy. Money doesn't make me happy. Happiness resides inside of me by the grace of God. And so it's not a matter of the whole money thing and, you know, what's mine or this. And like, no, if you don't have something in your life, it's not meant for you to have, is the way I see it. Those people need it more. And you need to figure out where you're going to get at in your life to be happy with what you do have. Because everything you have in your life right now at this moment was designed for you to have. Everything that you've been through up until this moment was designed for you to go through. And it's been very hard for me to wake up to that. But I see that, because that is what's going to be your key and your ticket to moving over into heaven on earth, because you've just let it go. Right? And these people aren't going to change overnight, if they do ever. If they truly do repent, if they truly do take accountability. And I just don't see that. I don't see that. And I don't know that there's going to be full truth that comes out. I think that this is going to, and so it's a matter of us standing up for what's right and holding them accountable, and continue to hold them accountable on the full front. Like, nowhere is pedos okay. Nowhere are we going to stand for, as a parent, to give a green light for a 25-year-old to talk to a 15-year-old like that, like Erica Kirk did. Like, I went through that similarity with my son, and him being catfished online by an adult like that. And who knows what was on the other side of that device. You see what I'm saying? And there are so many kids out here that come from broken families, like my son did. I've been a single mother. His dad's been a fair-weathered father. Right? And so they prey on these kids. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They're grooming them. They're absolutely grooming them. I've been groomed. And then finally God was like, Amanda, I'm not going to let them groom you no more. Your purpose is way greater than that. And even when they were trying to groom me, everything in my life, I picked up on it. I just have always felt so deeply for the people around me and wanting to keep the peace. Until I finally woke up to the realization that it's not about keeping the peace for those around me. It's about finding the peace within my life. And if that means cutting people out of my life so I can find peace in it, so be it. So be it. If that means going to certain events, go to them. If that means not going to certain events, don't go to them. When I'm out in public and I move and operate how I do, I move and operate how I do. You know, and it's just one of those things. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. And if it doesn't make sense to you, come talk to me. Quit watching from afar. Quit watching with a magnifying glass. You know? This whole thing was turned into an extravaganza, into a spectacle. Into an absolute spectacle. Just like yesterday. I felt like I was in a spectacle at the parade. I'm like, dang. I don't ever remember it being like this when I was a kid. And it broke my heart. It broke my heart because I remember parades being a little bit less risque. I remember there being like the whole ensemble of bands. I remember cups being thrown and coins and, you know, just all kinds of different stuff. And so it was a little different. I definitely don't remember being barricaded in. I don't recall that. So I don't know. That was interesting. And then to see all the drones. I clocked like probably 3 or 4 drones flying around me. It was crazy. All right, one more thing before I end this. Some things you can't unsee, you can't unknow, you can't unhear, and you can't unforget. That's something that came to me the other night when I woke up in the middle of the night. Some things you can't unsee, you can't unknow, you can't unhear, and you can't unforget. And that has been so hard for me. In recognizing things that I can't unsee and things that I can't unknow. Because sometimes I just rather not see it when it comes to people and things that I pick up on when I walk outside my door. Or things that I can't unknow, you know, in reference to just my inner knowing, my higher power, God, and realizing the reality that's happening around all of us right now and the psyop that we're all in. And so it is hard. And it's one of those things you just have to learn to kind of go in, find your peace. Like today, I've had a low-key day. I intend on having a chill day today and getting ready for my work week because who knows what's ahead of me on that. And, you know, when it comes to unhearing and unforgetting, there's so many things that I wish I could forget in reference to my past, you know? And it's not a matter of me holding on. I've forgiven. I just want to forget it so I can erase it from the memory. I want that Men in Black pin, beak. You know, I don't wish ill on any of them. I just want to forget it. I just want to forget it and move on. And so it's hard when you can't unsee or unhear or unforget. And I get that completely. I get it. And I know a lot of people probably resonate. Like right now,